Welcome to the Sports Kings Show, folks. Once again, we're live from Virgin Hotels, Las Vegas 4455 Paradise Road. We're broadcasting live on Podbean. Of course, later you can download the show on iHeartRadio, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. The show is brought to you by Virgin Hotels, Las Vegas, the newest resort off the block. Welcome to your new playground. We're also brought to you by Captain, changing mobility for good. Travel confidently in clean vehicles driven by trained professionals. Book your car today, www.captain.com, K-A-P-T-Y-N. That's Captain with a K. All right, so I told you we're broadcasting from Virgin Hotels, Las Vegas. And when I say we, as in me, I'm here today with my longtime co-host. Me and this guy worked together many years in L.A. covering the Clippers, Lakers, Dodgers, and the Angels, and we both had the pleasure of attending, was it Superbowl 35, I believe, in San Diego between the Raiders and the Buccaneers. And he's here this weekend as my guest co-host. Please welcome Wayne Brown to the show. What's up, Wayne?
MeanGene, it's always glad to be back on the air with you, brother. I appreciate the invite and come down here to see our special guest here today. But just to see you again and be able to talk sport like we used to do.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God. We've had some times together, and, hey, let's continue the fun.
We're going to do it, Wayne. I'm so glad you're here. You know, a couple of weeks ago we had Denny Sharma here. And because Denny wore that Cowboys jersey, we decided not to invite him ever again.
That was the smartest thing to do.
We're not going to bring it back. So also on the phone here, joining us from Charlotte, North Carolina, getting ready for the Panthers and Browns game on Sunday. My very good friend and co-host, he covers the Carolina Panthers and the Charlotte Hornets of the NBA for Bally Sports Southeast. So, Dustin Pfeiffer, welcome to the show.
Hey, Gene, so glad to be back on. Glad you're back in Vegas once again. I'm missing you out there and can't wait to get back out there soon. I'm just glad you made the good executive decision to put a pause on the Cowboys jersey on the show, so I'm very happy about that.
Smart man, Dustin.
Well, look, hey, Dustin had to look at it because that's one reason why we're not doing video, right? Because Dustin said, man, you're going to make me look at this Cowboy jersey the whole show. So, all right, glad to have you guys here today. We have a huge show for you today. The NFL season is in full swing. Started with those Rams and Bills last night in L.A. We're going to talk about that game and the upcoming games on Sunday and Monday. But first, we have a special guest for you here today. So let's do this, Wayne. Wayne, you know, did you know 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance with Geico? Come on, Wayne.
What was that?
I said 15 minutes or more can save you 15% on your car insurance with Geico Insurance.
I don't know this.
Everybody knows that, Wayne. We rehearsed our lines.
Yeah, that ain't going to act like he's with God.
Hey.
Get some cold.
I'm with you. Hey, I'm with you. It's cold up.
Everybody knows that, man.
Okay, thanks, Wayne.
Everybody knows that.
Thanks, Wayne. Oh, my goodness. Oh, well,
He left you hanging, Gene.
And then I was supposed to say, well, did you know that UNLV and Cincinnati Bengals great running back Ickey Woods is joining us here on the Sports King Show?
Woo, I'm here, baby. Woo,
all right.
I'm here.
Hey, let me get the introductions the right way, okay? Because, hey, we got to take care of Ickey. We got to do him right, okay, folks? Our special guest today is he was drafted in the second round of the 1988 NFL draft by the Cincinnati Bengals, 31st overall pick. Had one hell of a rookie year, setting franchise records for rushing with over 1,000 yards and over 15 touchdowns. He also led the team to the Super Bowl 23 versus the 49ers. But most of all, folks, he introduced the world to one of the most famous dances that we know today, the Ickey Shuffle. We are honored to have Ickey Woods join us on the Sports Kings. What's up, Ickey?
Hey, what's up, bro? I appreciate you having me in, man. Appreciate you having me in.
We got. You know what? I don't know if I should fire Wayne and bring Denny back. I don't know.
Hey, I was with you, Gene. He left you hanging.
He didn't forgot.
He did.
He forgot his role.
He
You know
forgot
what I'm saying?
his-
What the hell?
We rehearsed this, Dustin.
That's just it. We rehearsed it at the wrong time. We were doing other things while we were rehearsing.
Oh my goodness! So, Ickey, welcome to the set,
Thank you,
and
brother. I sure appreciate
it's
you
a
having
pleasure to have you here,
Yes,
and just tell the folks what you've been doing.
Oh, man, after my playing days, man, I did a lot, man. I sold, went into sales, man, and did a lot in the sales industry, man. And then about 12 years ago, I lost my middle son to asthma. And so I started a foundation in his name called the Ickey Woods Foundation. And that's what I do full time now. I go around the country raising money for asthma research and asthma education, trying to educate the people on how serious and severe asthma really is, and then raise some money to hopefully find a cure, if not find a better way to treat it, so families don't have to go through the pain and suffering we went through of losing a loved one to asthma.
Absolutely, and I can just say this right now, and I know you have a foundation, and you can tell us a little bit about that and what's involved with it.
Well, the foundation is based out of Cincinnati, Ohio, and we're doing some great things in Cincinnati, but we're trying to expand. I want my foundation to be the face of asthma, so we're here in Vegas trying to put together some things to help out the Children's Hospital here in Vegas. So we got a nice golf outing we're trying to put together in April, and then we're trying to also do a asthma fair here pretty soon within the next couple of months, you know, to raise awareness that way as well, man. So we're pecking away at it. So, you know, if you want to go on our website, see the things that we're doing, we got a cruise next June of next year of 2023. Go to our website, and it's the Jovante, and Jovante is spelled Jovante Woods Foundation.org is our website. Go on there and, you know, look at all the things that we're trying to do and the things that we have done in the past. Okay. Yeah.
You know, Ickey, I was just concerned about asthma in itself. Growing
Yeah.
up, I did not have asthma. I had friends who had asthma.
Yeah.
But now here at my later stages in life, all of a sudden I'm coming down with asthma.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering, you know, through your foundation, can I do research and things to find out, you know, what is it about asthma?
You can do research not only through our foundation, but you can kind of do some research on your own too. But you know, asthma is real prevalent in kids age from being born to the age 19, and it's starting to get a little more prevalent in adults as well, because people are starting to develop it later in life. And we don't know what actually causes asthma, but it does have a lot to do with air pollution, you know, allergies and things of that nature can bring it on. And, you know, a lot of people had asthma when they were younger, and they don't have, I'm not going to say they don't have it, but sometimes asthma goes dormant, and people think that they grow out of it. And that's the misconception about asthma, is you never grow out of it. It just goes dormant, and you never know what might trigger it to come back. Oh, wow. So I tell people to always be careful about that, because I grew up with a touch of asthma myself, but never in my wildest dreams did I think it could kill until it took my baby from me. And then when it did that, you know, we started doing research and come to find out asthma is the fastest growing disease in America, and it has risen from then to now. Has risen 80% in the kids from the age of being born to the age of 19, and a real alarming statistic that just blew me out the water is that 11 people a day die from asthma. Ooh, wow. Man, and I couldn't believe it, and so I started looking to see if there was anything out there that, you know, as far as the asthma foundation, and I really couldn't find anything. So I decided to, you know, to start the foundation in my son's name to hopefully, you know, bring awareness and hopefully educate people on how severe and serious it really is. Okay.
Hey, Dustin, jump in there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. First, I want to say just thank you so much for all of your work you're doing with your foundations. It's great to be out in the community and doing that stuff. And I have a 4-year-old son who deals with allergies, and like you said, you don't really think about stuff about allergies or asthma, and that it can be so serious. So it's great that the awareness is out there, and that you're able to go out there and teach people and then help people as well. So I really appreciate all the work that you're doing. I wanted to ask you about your, Gene's been telling me about this golf tournament that you've been putting together for the foundation. So yeah. I have to ask, how's your golf game? I got to ask that question. Well, how's your golf game? And then how does that tournament benefit your foundation so much?
Well, the money that's raised for the foundation is the money that we use for research, and a portion of the money we donate to the Children's Hospital out here for education, just trying to get into the community and educate people. I think that's one of the most important things, man, is education. A lot of people just don't know. And then you got a lot of people who can't afford the medicine, So we're trying to get together a program where we can, help them obtain the medicine that they really can't get on their own, Okay. So we're working hard to do that as well, and working with some of the hopefully we can get with some of the what am I looking? What word am I looking for? Medicine people.
Okay.
Pharmacists.
Okay.
Yeah. Working with the pharmacies to help get them the medication that they much need. So we're just trying to do some great things, man. As with everybody, the COVID knocked us back a little bit, man.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't do any fundraising because of the social gathering aspect of it, man. So it's been rough on us the last couple of years, but things are starting to, I don't say want to get back to normal, but things are starting to turn around now. And so we're able to get out and do fundraisers like the golf outing, like the galas and things that we put on to raise money. And some of our big raises was, doing fairs and festivals and things like that, man. Okay. So we're back to, being able to do that, and back to being able to, give scholarships to kids going off to college and things like that, man. So we're just steady trying to improve each year, and the more help we can get, the better it is to help us help others.
Okay.
Right. Now that's great. But I heard another question come from Dustin. How's your golf game?
How is that golf game?
Did you see me try to just get around that one? Try to talk long enough. Well, I thought nobody would pick up on that, man. But
I forgot about it. Good pickup.
That's what I wanted to know, Ickey. When you go out there, do you help fill in the team?
Yeah, man. I'll get out there and swing a little bit with them, man. But my golf game ain't too bad, man. It ain't the best, and it ain't the worst, man.
Is it Charles Barkley-ish?
No, I ain't nothing like Charles Barkley now. No. I'm a decent golfer, man. I shoot in the 80s, high 80s, low 90s, man. So decent golfer, man. I get the ball. Some days I get out there and I'll have everything working for me, man, and I'll shoot high 70s, low 80s, man. It's very rare, but every now and again I strike that, man. But I guess I can say I'm probably a 14, 15, 16 handicapper.
Hey, listen, that's pretty solid. I mean, I think everybody can say they can go out there and have a good day, and then the next day do the same thing and be something different. So that's just kind of how golf is.
No doubt.
All right.
No doubt.
All right, folks, once again, you're listening to the Sports Kings here on iHeartRadio, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. We're at the Virgin Hotels Las Vegas, 4455 Paradise Road, and we are honored to have on the Sports Kings as our guest today, Ickey Woods, folks. Yes, he is here and in person. Sorry we don't have a video going for you. You can't see him, but trust me, he's here. We see him. Dustin, I know you're talking to him so good, so we all know that. Hey, let's go back down memory lane a little bit. Because
I'm ready for this.
Okay, so look, because I threw out, some of those stats, some of those numbers, but what I failed to mention, and I want to jump into UNLV days here because, as a freshman in 1984, this guy was well, let's go back. Nope, that's not even what I meant. His senior year, the senior year that Ickey spent with the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, rushing for over 1,600 yards. Ickey, can you want to go down memory lane? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good with it, man. Let's do it.
So first, how did you get into UNLV?
Well, I'm from Fresno, California.
Okay.
Born and raised in Fresno, California, and I had a few offers, but when I was coming up, I didn't know that when a school send you the letters, I had nobody tell me that they were questionnaires. Oh. So you needed to fill them out and send them back.
Okay.
So I had a whole shoebox full of letters from all over the country that I never filled out and sent back because I didn't know. Nobody never told me that. So, so UNLV still, even I didn't send theirs back either, but they came after me hard.
Okay.
They wanted to, but I wanted to go to Fresno State because I was a hometown boy. We had Fresno State.
Okay.
I wanted to go to Fresno
Bulldogs.
State. But Jim Sweeney at that time wasn't giving scholarship to in-town kids.
Oh, wow.
Well, I don't want to make it.
Okay,
I don't
got
want to make it a racist thing, but
Okay.
black in-town kids.
Okay, I got
He
you.
wasn't giving
I got you.
scholarships to. So they sent the recruit over to me to talk to me and let me know that they really want me to come to Fresno State, but I'd have to walk on. They'll help me get financial aid and all that. And then UNLV came in the next week and said that they would, give me a full ride scholarship. And they flew me and my mom out here to come to Vegas. And oh boy, when I came to Vegas, I went back to the room that night and said, "Mama, this is where we coming right here to Vegas, baby." So we came right here to Vegas, man, and we got here, man. My first 3 years, I really didn't do a whole lot. And then I had a guy by the name of John. Well, a thing happened back at the house. My real tight partner, he had got they had shot him 19 times and cut his throat.
Oh, my
And, that was the road I was finna go in the dope game. But when that happened, I said, no, I better take my butt back to school.
Wow.
So I come back to school, and when I come back, they had a coach by the name of John Montgomery, new running back coach, came in and sat me down in his office and said, "Son, I just want to ask you one thing." He said, "Do you want to play in the NFL one day?" And, I looked at him, and I was like, man, what young college kid do not want to play in the NFL?
Hello?
I was like, yeah, Coach, I want to play in the NFL. He said, well, I tell you what, I guarantee you be a first or second round draft choice. If you give me everything you got, you give me 100% and you do everything I tell you to do, I guarantee you be a first or second round draft choice. I look at him, G, like, man, who is this guy? I don't know this guy from Adam. He blowing smoke up my butt or what? But I had nothing to lose.
Right.
And so I did everything he told me to do, man. I gave him 110%, and I ended up being the first player taken in the second round, man. So, I ended up leading the nation in rushing that year,
Yeah.
and, man, it was just an awesome season. I had the great guys up front opening holes for me, and, it just was an awesome season.
Ickey, excuse me real quick, Dustin. Ickey, that's a common amongst kids in certain neighborhoods that, the lack of education of knowing.
Right.
How do you separate going back to the neighborhood, potentially getting involved in low-down issues as opposed to staying in college and giving that 110%? How did you separate the two?
Well, the way I was able to separate it is, just a life lesson. I was getting ready to go down the wrong path, and I think by the grace of God, that happened to my real tight homeboy, and that opened my eyes that wasn't the road to go down. And so I came back to school and dedicated myself to school and playing football, and I was able to, like I said, John Montgomery came in and showed that he cared about me as a person and not as a number of football players. So, came in and was like a father figure to me, man. And we got it together, man, and got it turned around. Like I said, I was able to, be chosen first player in the second round, and the rest was history then, man,
Go ahead, Dustin.
That's awesome. Well, I have a two-part question about UNLV. The first one is let me go back to one of your teammates. Your freshman year, you played with Randall Cunningham. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So tell me now, when you saw him at UNLV, could you see what he was going to be as he projected to be? Obviously one of the great quarterbacks of the NFL. Could you see that from him when he was at UNLV?
Oh yeah, man. Randall was a beast, man. When I got there, Randall had just been named All-American quarterback that year, and then the following year, his senior year, he was All-American punter. So, he could punt the ball as well. So I got to see him do some things in college that that was just unbelievable, and he continued that when he got to the pros. You got to see some things that he did in the pros that you were like, wow, this guy here is unbelievable. And man, he was just a great guy, man. And he was a great mentor too. He'd come back and tell us guys who were getting ready to go to the league what to expect. Hey, you make sure you get your schoolwork done. Make sure you keep your body right, because it's a whole different atmosphere when you get to that next level. Everybody's good on the next level, so it's going to be a mental game. So you got to be mentally prepared for what goes on at the next level. Okay. So
absolutely. And my last question is more about Las Vegas itself. So obviously, when you went to UNLV, obviously Vegas is still Vegas. It's still the big time atmosphere. But just talk about from then when you were in school to what you see now in Vegas as far as sports go. Did you ever see that it really getting this big in the sports world with the Raiders? They're even talking about an NBA team. They got WNBA and hockey. Like, just talk about the growth of sports overall from when you were playing for UNLV to now in the city of Vegas.
Well, I knew when I came here that they wasn't going to keep Vegas down. There was no professional teams here in Vegas. But that basketball team was just like a professional team. UNLV running Rebels with Tarkanian and the boys. So they were almost like a professional team, man. So I knew sooner or later that they would get, professional teams down here. They got hockey now. They got football. And like you said, they're trying to get basketball. They got the WNBA. Yeah. So they're trying to get all facets of the professional team down here, which I think they will get eventually, because it's growing by leaps and bounds out here, man. I can't believe how big it's gotten since I was here back in the mid to late 80s, man. It has grown tremendously.
So did you have any concerns with UNLV not necessarily being a football school during that time, and it was a basketball school? That's what they were known for. So did you have any concerns of that and possibly not being known or recognized to go to the next level?
No, not really. I knew that if I came out here and I play well, no matter where you're at, they'll notice you. If you're a player, they'll find you. So and I knew that, and helping and leading being the nation's leading rusher probably helped me quite a bit too. Because you got people who got a chance to go back and look at film. Then they were filming everything. So they got a chance to go back and look at film and see my body of work, man, and see what I can do. And, I think they kind of was a little taken back by my California style, the long hair and and the gold and everything. But hey man, it was fun, man. It was such a great ride, man. I look back on it now, man. And I wouldn't really change a whole lot, man. I think I would probably worked out a lot more on my body than I did when I was coming through, because you're a young kid, man. You think you're gonna play forever, and it doesn't happen that way, because injuries will take you away from the game. And so you just have to prepare differently.
So let's go ahead and get on into the NFL, because it's what you did.
Let's do that.
So you made your statement at UNLV, but then you get drafted by those Bengals.
Yeah.
You get into the NFL and you show out your rookie season.
Yeah. Well, I was fortunate enough to be in the right place at the right time. I got with the Bengals at a time they were coming off a 4-12 year. And when we got to train, but that 4-12 year, they had a bunch of racial issues within the team, black guys against white guys and things like that. So what Sam did in training camp, he took an offensive player and roomed him with a defensive player, and took a white guy and roomed him with a black guy. So we got to kind of know each other. And I was I had the pleasure of rooming with Rich Romer, who was our 5th round draft choice that year, and he was a white guy. He played linebacker, so I got a chance to get to know him. Because at nighttime, man, you got to talk to him because you're in the same room together.
Right.
And so I got to know a little bit about his family and got to know him, and I think that kind of helped us as a team become a tighter team. Because we got to know each other, and then we start hanging out, outside of football. We go to the bar together, we hang out, we go eat together. And so we just spent a lot of time together, and that helped us kind of mesh. And then, when we got into the season, we got a 6-0 start. Then we go down and lose to New England in New England, and so that brought us back down to earth. And then we knew that, hey, all we got to do, let's win our division, which we did. And then, we had a chance to, win the AFC and get the home field advantage, which we did by beating the Redskins. Chip Lowmiller hit the upright back there. He hit the upright and gave us a chance to get that victory and get home field advantage. And, that year we didn't lose a game in the jungle. So we already knew if you come to Cincinnati, you're not going to beat us here in Cincinnati. You got a better chance of beating us on the road than you do coming in and beating us at home.
So during your rookie year there, and you talked about the culture.
Yeah.
And how the culture changed. And for the coach, did he gain more respect from the players at that point, or what was it that really made that change? Was it the fact that you roomed with someone of your opposite race?
I think so, man, because it got us closer together. We wasn't a divided team, you know what I'm saying? But the year before I came there, they was a divided team, you know, because the black players wouldn't sit with the white players, and the black players over here, the white players over there. But as he brought that in, we all started mixing together. So we all went out together, man. So it's a group of us, half and half. We out hanging, having a few drinks and laughs and just chilling. And so we all hung out, man, and we all just had a great time. And we had each other's back, so when one got into a fight, you got to fight us all, you know?
Right.
And so, and that's how it was, man. That's how it was on the field, too, If you think you finna jump on my teammates, you got something wrong, because you're going to jump on everybody in here,
But had you experienced that as a rookie? And so coming in as a rookie, not really experiencing that maybe at UNLV, and now you're coming into that culture. Right. What did you think right off the bat?
Well, I was just, I was a rookie, man, so I was just trying to make the team, man. You know what I'm saying? I was, even though I was the first player taken in the second round, I still had to get out there and perform and make the team. So I was just, I was trying to make my own bones, man. And I had a bone to pick and prove, because I'd done nothing my first 3 years, and then my senior year I lead the nation in rushing. I wanted everybody to know that wasn't a fluke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to get out there and prove to everybody that, that senior year wasn't a fluke. I'm a bona fide player, and I can play at this level.
Oh, yeah.
And so when I got in there and I got my opportunity to do that, it was great. I had a great time.
Okay, go ahead, Dustin.
Yeah, so a couple of questions. First, well, you just said it. You were coming into the league. You were trying to make a statement to show that you belonged, make the team. But take me through those range of emotions from where you go from that to making the team, and then all of a sudden, like you said, the team takes off, and then you take it all the way to the Super Bowl in your rookie season. Like, what is the range of emotions like to go from that to then be there as a rookie and go, man, I'm playing in a Super Bowl?
Well, the first emotion was draft night. I was hyped because it was draft, and I knew I was getting ready to get drafted. Thought I would be a first round pick, but the first day went and I didn't get picked. So that emotion, I was pissed because I was mad, because I felt I was a first rounder. I led the nation in rushing, and we talked to a couple of teams. We talked to the Bears. They were thinking about taking me at number 24, but they took Brad Mustard out of Stanford instead. Wow, and so I was a little pissed at that. And then the next day come, and I'm still a little pissed because I think I should have went first round. So the next day come, and the phone rings, and it's the Cincinnati Bengals saying that they're going to take me the first player in the second round. So it went from pissed to happiness and joy. I'm off the board. I'm feeling good. I know I'm drafted now. I know where I'm going, so I'm feeling good and I'm happy. First player taken in the second round, didn't make the first round, but I'm right on the cusp of the first round. So it was, just that emotion, and then getting to training camp. Had a lot to prove once I got to training camp that, that their pick wasn't a fluke. So went through that, and we had the rookies come in. First 3 days was just the rookies, and then the veterans came in after that. And so we go to the meeting room, running back meeting room, and it's got the depth chart. It's got Stanley Wilson at the first team fullback, me at the second team fullback, and Bill Johnson at the third team fullback. Well, that night, Bill Johnson got pissed off because he was mad because they put a rookie in front of him. And he was a veteran. I think he had been in the league 4 or 5 years, and he was upset because they put a rookie in front of him, so he left camp.
Okay.
And I wore number 30 in college, but when I got to UNLV, Bill Johnson had 30, and so they put me in 31. So I had to wear 31 the first 6 weeks of the year. So when he left, I went to Tom Gray, and I was like, Tom, I need to get that number 30. And he was like, no, you got to wait 6 weeks, man. You can't get number 30. I was like, all right. So I waited 6 weeks, and Bill never came back. We played the Jets after week 6. I rushed for 142 yards, had 2 touchdowns. And so the next Monday, I go in to Tom Gray. I say, hey, Tom, it's been 6 weeks, man. I need that number 30. And he looked at me. He's like, no. You don't need number 30. Man, you had such a great game in 31. He said, oh, no, I can't give you 30. I said, well, I tell you what. If I don't have 30 in my locker come game time, I ain't playing. And I walked out. I was going to play whether it was 30 or 31 in the locker room, but I got there for game time, and they said number 30 in my locker, man. I was real happy about that. But, man, as the season went on, like I said, we started off 6-0, and then we didn't lose 2 games in a row that year, man. Every game we played at home, we won. So once we got home field advantage through the playoffs, we knew we were going to the Super Bowl, man. And that was just so much excitement. And then, the Ickey Shuffle took off, man. Went worldwide. I had cousin in Japan calling me, telling me they doing my shuffle in Japan. So it was just a phenomenal, man. It was a wonderful, wonderful ride. And then to make it to the Super Bowl and to come up short, man, it just hurts you to the core. That was the real sad about that, man. But I can tell you what, man, just those guys getting back this past year was so great, man. Just to, because it was 33 years in the making, man, and we were so happy about that. Right. So, but yeah, man, it was an up and down ride, man, but it was a great ride.
And I definitely want us to touch on those Bengals because Gene knows that I'm all about Joe Burrow and talking about these Bengals. So, but I do want to ask 2 questions. I like to ask players. Again, you had that big time rookie year, but did you have that one welcome to the league moment where you were like, oh wow, this is a welcome to the league moment? Did you have that? And also, did you have a guy on the other side on defense that you really just wanted to line up and run over, that one guy that you wanted to go after?
Yeah, Greg Lloyd with the Pittsburgh Steelers. That was my dog. That was my dog. We go at it every time. Wow. So. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Since you mentioned that, Dustin, and Ickey's got to take a call. He's got to break away for a minute. We're gonna bring him back here. Hey, so you mentioned that, Dustin. Let me tell you what happened this morning, because and at the time Ickey didn't know that I was rolling with them Steelers. Mm-hmm. We're eating breakfast this morning, and I ended up paying a tip, to the waitress. And he saw that Pittsburgh Steelers wallet come out of my jersey. Oh, man, he stopped everything he was doing. And he's like, what? So, folks, once again, you listen to the Sports Kings, MeanGene, and downtown Wayne Brown joining us as a co-host on set today. And, of course, Dustin Pfeiffer is remotely there in Charlotte, North Carolina, getting ready for the NFL Week 1. So Ickey's going to come back in a minute. He's taking the call, Dustin. But you know what, though? And we're going to talk a little bit more about them Bengals, too. But real quick, man, the NFL got off to one crazy start last night. And, Dustin, while we got you on the phone, you and Wayne here, did anyone see a 21-point spanking coming at the hand of the Buffalo Bills to the Rams?
Yeah, I certainly did not see that. I mean, I definitely knew the Bills are for real. They're a Super Bowl contender. We've talked about it. But the Rams are also a contender. So obviously, coming and winning the championship, I did not see that. But it just shows you that if the Bills are playing their A game, that there's not going to be many teams that can beat them in this league this year. You look at the first half; it was back and forth. Both teams really didn't even play that good. They were turning the ball over, and you get a 10-10 game at the half, and in the second half, they just turn it on. And from whether it be Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs in that connection, whether it be Von Miller, who was already causing havoc on that defense, they just have such a balanced team that you can see why they are everybody's kind of picked to be the Super Bowl favorite going into this year. And that was a statement win. It's 1 week, it's only one game, but you go into Los Angeles and you beat the defending champs by 21. That's a statement in week 1.
Right, and I agree with that, Dustin. I do think that they did make a strong statement, but I'm not ready to crown them champions just yet. One thing that I did notice about the Rams, and I'm not going to say I'm a Rams fan because I'm from Los Angeles. I am not a Rams fan, being that I'm from Los Angeles. But the one thing that I can say is I did not notice in it was the quarterback
Matt Stafford.
Matt Stafford, right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just lost the blank there. But, they talked about his surgery in the offseason. In the Rams, I do truly believe that they were hiding something.
Yeah.
Not only did he not really play in the preseason, he didn't throw in practice and things like that. And you didn't see him throwing passes downfield. They don't have a breakaway receiver, first of all.
Yeah.
That's why they want to have Odell Beckham back. But, they wasn't throwing long passes, 15 yards. There is something wrong there. So now, being that they did not do that, Buffalo keyed off on that. Leslie Frazier, he turned it up. He had that defense turn it up a whole nother notch, and they just shut him out. I mean, there's no stopping Cooper Kupp. He's going to get his. Let him do his thing. But you stop everybody else. And they did not let Stafford throw anything over 15, 20 yards.
I think
they couldn't run the ball either.
Yeah, that's what we got.
That was a big key too. They couldn't run the ball.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I was going to say. Is it's Stafford? It's 1 week, so you try not to overreact. But it is concerning because you saw there wasn't that zip on his throws, and you go out and you get a guy like Allen Robinson to be your number 2 receiver, who is a big time receiver in this league, and he only gets 1 target. That cannot happen. Right. And it just what you said, Ickey, it's the trenches. Yeah. They got beat up front. Von Miller was up there all night, and then on the other side, the Bills had a perfect game plan to get the ball out quickly to negate Aaron Donald. And Stafford can be the big concern, but if you're getting beat in the trenches, that's an even bigger concern.
Hey, and let's divert a little bit because speaking of the trenches, I thought, and this is what I was telling you before, Ickey had to take a call, is that I thought me and Ickey was going to have to get in the trenches this morning when when he saw that Pittsburgh Steelers logo. I don't know what, man.
We had breakfast, man. We out chilling. I'm with Big Gene. We've been chilling this whole time talking football. He ain't never brought it up about him being a Pittsburgh fan. So we had breakfast, man, and oh, lo and behold, he go to take out a little tip for the little lady and pulls out his little wallet, and I see that Pittsburgh. I said, oh, my God, what? Don't tell me you one of them. Don't tell me you one of them.
Listen, Ickey, next time, give me a call ahead of time, Ickey, and I'll give you the lowdown.
Okay. Hey, look, you guys know, and if I had talked with Cheryl, who works with Ickey, that I was a Steelers fan, Ickey wouldn't be sitting in this chair today.
Well, let me tell you something. So he a big Steeler fan, so I said, okay, Cheryl tell me to bring 3 jerseys, down for, our people and shit. Oh, excuse my language. Our people and stuff. Okay. So I gives him a jersey. Now he didn't just disown Pittsburgh quick. I say, boy, look at him. He's something else. He on jumping ship all fast and everything.
I told Ickey I have no plans to go to Pittsburgh anytime soon. I locked that jersey up, and as long as what they say, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Vegas, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It's that Cincinnati jersey, or is it that little terrible tie?
Right. I don't know. We got to put him on. We got to put him on the spot right now.
Long as y'all
give me my jersey, brother.
No, I know y'all ain't going to Pittsburgh with me, so I ain't worried about it. I'm keeping my jersey. It's hanging up in my media room. But I had to tell you that, Dustin, because it was so funny. When he saw that wallet, I wanted to haul ass. I knew I was in trouble.
Hey, and listen, and Ickey, you mentioned it. You talked about Greg Lloyd. You know, you said that was the guy you wanted to go after, and then talk about it. You know, the Steelers have always been a rival. So did y'all always get up even more to play them?
Oh yeah, man. You know this is you call it Steeler Week, man. Just like they call it Bingo Week. You know, it's you get ready for that, man, and you just go out there and when you play the Pittsburgh Steelers, you know it's going to be a physical game. So you got to be ready because Pittsburgh's going to bring the funk, and you got to be ready to bring the funk back to them.
But Greg Lloyd, of all people, Greg Lloyd, man.
So
he scared me just on the screen.
We used to go at it, man. Me and G used to go at it.
So we got about 20 more minutes, so we're going to fast forward a little bit. You know, you came back, Ickey, we were just sort of breaking down a little bit about what happened with the Rams and the Bills. So how about we just get, we're going to jump all the way. We're going to go to last year, first of all, because like you said, you brought up the fact that, hey, the Bengals have been to that Super Bowl, and here they are again. What you say, 30-something years later?
33 years.
And just what was going through your mind all through the season last year, watching Joe Burrow come back, and they got a new coach. Well, he's been there a couple of years now. But what was your thought on just the season?
Well, my thought was when they got Joe Burrow his rookie year, I was like, man, they need to get him some protection because this kid's running for his life. And then as he progressed that season, and then when he went out, game 10, I was like, I was thinking about, I knew that was going to happen. I knew he was going to get hurt because they didn't got nobody up front for him. I said, knew he was going to get hurt. So next year, draft time comes. I'm thinking, okay, we finna get an offensive lineman.
Right.
But then they take Jamar Chase. I thought it was a bad decision, but
you changed
my mind real quick, like.
I bet you did.
So Chase came and when he got, because he told the Brown family that he wanted Chase, and if they get him Chase, then he can turn this ship around. And so they got him Chase, and they really didn't believe that he could turn the ship around this early. Because I had him at least 2 years away from, making playoffs and all that.
Yeah.
And so
Same
he couldn't
here.
change the ship around. And so when they got Chase in there and they started doing some things, they started winning some games, I was like, okay, well, we're going to be okay. And then, we got to the game against Kansas City, and I'll be honest with you, I was already counting that as a loss.
Okay.
We're going to lose to Kansas City, and then we got to come back the next week and beat Cleveland to make the playoffs.
Okay.
That was my whole thinking. We'll beat Cleveland. We'll get in, but we're not going to be able to beat. But when they started playing Kansas City and Kansas City jumped out to that big lead, I was like, oh, well, okay. Hopefully we can regroup. And then that second half, they came back, took the lead, and won the division. They didn't even need to play nobody against Cleveland. That's what they did. They rested the guys against Cleveland, got ready for the playoffs. We get the playoffs. We hadn't won a playoff game in 30 years.
Yeah.
So we get the first playoff game against the Raiders. Boom. We hit the Raiders. They had me the ruler of the jungle that week. I was in there getting the crowd hyped, having a great time, man.
Okay.
And so, boom, they popped the Raiders. Then we shoot off to Tennessee.
Yeah.
I said, okay, oh, man, they getting Derrick Henry back. I said, I don't know about this, boys. I said, okay, let's just go down there and have a good showing. We had a great year. We won our first playoff game. Let's regroup, get ready for next year. And so they went down there, boom, popped Tennessee. The first play of the game, we intercepted the ball. I said, we're going to beat them.
Right.
But now,
I said, we're going to beat them. Yeah.
But so now at any point in time, because I think me and Dustin, we were going back and forth through text messages and looking at how many times that kid got sacked. Did you think that they were still going to pull that game out?
I did.
Really?
When it got down to the end of the game and we were tied, I said, we're going to win this game. I said, because he ain't gonna take no more sacks. He gonna get the ball out of his hands right in time.
Yeah.
But I tell everybody, the 3 playoff games that we won, the defense won it for us.
Yeah. Yo, you're right.
Defense won it for us. The defense got 3 interceptions in all those games.
Yes.
They intercepted the Raiders at the end. They intercepted Tennessee at the end.
And the Chiefs.
And they intercepted the Chiefs at the end. So
the
defense won those games for us. So man.
But what I'll say is that's when I knew the defense definitely stepped up. But for me, I already knew Joe Burrow was good, and me and you, Ickey, it's like we have the same brain. You're talking about protecting him and taking care of him.
Yeah.
Because it showed me in those playoff games, for a guy to take that kind of beating, especially coming off that injury, and still be so cool and calm and collected, that showed me that he's that guy.
He's that guy.
You know, there's guys out there. There's Herbert, Mahomes. You can talk about all these quarterbacks. But if I had to start a franchise, because of not just only his talent, but his moxie and how calm and collected he is, that is why I hype Joe Burrow up so much. And you mentioned it. They finally, this year, and this is why I've been telling Gene all along, this year they went out and got the offensive line.
Oh, they did, yeah.
So I truly think that, you know, it's hard to have back-to-back great years, but I think the Bengals and a good offensive line in front of Burrow and Chase is going to be very scary this year.
Yeah, but what a lot of people don't understand, not only for Burrows, Joe Mixon.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you put a line in front of Joe Mixon, man. You seen what he did without an offensive line.
Who is so underrated.
Yeah, just
as a running back.
They're going to put an offensive line in front of him, so you're going to have Joe Mixon and Joe Burrows out there doing their thing, man. It's going to, you know, we got so many offensive weapons, man. It's hard to take anybody away, and if you take this away, then Joe's going to find somebody else. Joe Mixon going to hit you with the run. And then, you know, we got P. Ryan, then we got Evans. So we got a lot of weapons on that offense. And then we didn't lose nobody on defense. And Jesse Bates came in under the franchise tag, which was great. Yeah. So we got the leader on defense back. And I just think, you know, we didn't lose nobody, man. So I'm feeling pretty good about that.
Right, and I think Dustin kind of mentioned it. You talk about just gelling at the right time. Yeah. You guys started gelling
at the right time.
And as you guys started gelling, you guys just started playing I'm not going to say above your head, but if teams thought they were going to overlook Cincinnati, they have another thing coming. And it's so hard, as Dustin mentioned, to repeat.
It is.
And now teams are going to be coming after Cincinnati. Cincinnati, I believe, have the third toughest schedule in the NFL right now.
Nobody.
Exactly. You're not exactly. Nobody, with the third toughest schedule in the NFL, it's going to be tough. I do believe in Joe Burrow, though. I mean, I goes back to his college days.
We really like him. We do. We really do.
I think so. And as Dustin mentioned again, they talk about Herbert being the future, but I don't know. Joe Burrow is right there.
But see, one thing about the AFC, and, you know, that's what we talked about, you know, everyone has Buffalo Bills going to the Super Bowl, right, Dustin? And I keep mentioning, and I beat this horse to death talking about that window of opportunity because, you know, I'm thinking Buffalo's chance was last year, if you ask me. And you got to contend. The AFC is going to be so tough
much better,
this year.
Everybody ramped up, man.
Yeah.
Everybody.
So what else you got, Dustin?
Keep an eye on them. Dolphins. They're pretty good too.
They are.
Yeah. It's a stacked AFC when you talk about the AFC West. I mean, it is just so many teams that has a chance. So it's going to be like a gauntlet to try to go through that. I did want to ask one more question about last year. Obviously, during that run, it looks like some of the former Bengals players wanted to pay their homage to you. So I believe it was the tight end Uzomah who did your dance through Uzomah through some of the games. Talk about how much of an honor that was to see them live that, you know, carry that on as they make another run after you did so many years ago, and how great that was to see.
Oh man, that was unbelievable, man, to have those guys, you know, honor me, and, you know, I talk to the guys before the game, and never really knew that he was going to do that, man. And to be at the game and have him do that, and have all the people around me, you know, giving me high five and everything. He doing my dance, and then they make it to the Super Bowl, and they bring back my Geico commercial, man. Everybody want a piece of the Ixter now. So it was great, man. It was wonderful, man. I was just so happy and so joyous for them, man, to get that monkey off our back. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Now I don't have to listen to people tell me they need you out there. They need you out there. Now I can go watch the game and enjoy the game without hearing that, you know.
So you brought it up. We're gonna talk about it real quick before we break down Sunday's game between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
The who?
What game? What game? That ain't gonna be no game.
We're gonna break that down here.
That's a quick 1-0 start for the Bengals.
But hey, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth here. Hey, so okay, how did the commercial come about?
Oh, man, I was sitting at home, man, and I get a call. I answered. It's somebody with the Bengals organization saying that someone called them and asking did I want to, would I be interested in doing a commercial? And I said, yeah, I'll be interested. She said, well, you want me to give them your number and have them call you, or you want me to give you their number? I said, well, give them my number, but give me their number as well.
Okay.
You know, so 20 minutes later, I get a lady call me telling me she's from the Martin Agency and they want to do a commercial with me and they want to use my shuffle. And I said, well, what's the premise of the commercial? She said, well, we don't know yet. All we know is we want to use the shuffle in the commercial.
Okay.
I said, okay. So we sat down. We got the numbers right and everything. And,
Okay.
And so they flew me out to California,
Okay.
Beverly Hills, to a Ralph in Beverly Hills. And we shoot the grocery store scene.
Okay.
And then we go to a house, and we get to the house, and they have me in the house playing Yahtzee with this little girl.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I shake the dice and throw the dice and yell Yahtzee, and then I get up and do the shuffle. And then the third version, they had me outside watering the grass. The paper boy comes by, throws the paper at me, and I catch the paper in midair, and I say, I still got it, and then I break off into the shuffle, you know. And so they chose one out of those three, and they chose the grocery store, and it just so happened to take off, man. Yeah,
Right.
Hilarious.
Yeah, so it was great.
We just can't get enough of that commercial. The funniest thing I ever seen on TV.
Oh yeah, well I appreciate it. We had some fun, but while we was doing the commercial, they had me go through the skit, and then they had me at the end, they had me come to the cart, lean over the cart, and pick something up and act like I'm reading. And I do that 2 times, and I said, man, that's whack. I said, I ain't doing that no more. I said, I'm gonna just throw something in there and see how they like it. So we come back for the third take, and I get to the cart, and instead of leaning over the cart, I just jumps up in the air and said, whoa, I'm going to get me some cold cuts today. And they was like, oh, we love it. We love it. We love it. We love it. I said, yes, we love that. We love that.
So that was a little extra.
Oh, so that was you improvised.
So I improvised a little bit, man. Yeah.
Which made the whole commercial,
Yeah,
in
no
my
doubt.
opinion,
No doubt.
anyway.
Yeah, they loved it, man.
Oh, my goodness. Great stuff. So, okay, so here we go. All right, let me set the premise here. Let me set the stage. I'm not going to break out my wallet no more while Ickey's here. Okay, so you got...
You're going to break it out at least one more time, because I got to get that 20 when we stick that butt.
So, all right, here we go. Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Tomlin. Big Ben is gone. Steelers dealing with it's like a rebuilding without them saying rebuilding, of course.
Correct, yeah.
But, you still got some of the stellar defense members there. And Mike Tomlin is one of the most well-respected guys in the league. But the Steelers have issues. I tend to think that the rookie will be the starting quarterback at some point. Yeah. But that may not matter at all tomorrow. Because the Cincinnati Bengals are on a mission to prove that it was not a one-time hit, so to speak. So, what do you think is going to happen tomorrow at? Is it tomorrow?
No,
Sunday. Okay,
Sunday.
I'm already thinking it's Saturday. What's your take on Sunday at Paul Brown Stadium? Steelers versus Bengals. No,
my
take
is it ain't no take, man. We gonna spank them good. We gonna spank them good, and. But there's one thing about the Steelers is they always got some defense. So no matter how bad the teams are, they always got some defense that can play well. And we're going to have to bring it. We're going to have to come. We're going to have to, we're going to have to dominate. But it's like I said, it's not going to be a cakewalk. I sit up here and I joke and I laugh, but I know they're going to come to play because it's a rivalry.
Oh yeah,
and it's a division game. So you definitely got to be ready for it. But I'm thinking 24-10, so as far as the score is going to go.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Now, you got to actually fly back and be part of the opener, right?
Yeah. So
okay.
I'll be catching the red eye out of here tomorrow. Tomorrow night and get back. And then I also run a couple of concession stands to raise money for my son's foundation.
Absolutely.
So I'll be there, doing that. And then I have an engagement at the casino down there, the Hard Rock in Cincinnati.
Okay.
I'll be doing a little appearance there before the game, and then I'll head over to the game after that.
Man,
so,
you got a busy weekend.
Yeah, so I got a busy week ahead of me, man. But
Wayne, what are your thoughts? And Dustin, I get to you last, and before we close out the show, what are your thoughts on the big game Sunday?
So yesterday we saw part one of the Super Bowl hangover.
Right.
Is there a possibility that can be a part two of the Super Bowl hangover?
Not with the Steelers, it can't be.
Okay, so you talk about now are you starting that out of your spite for the Steelers?
I've never taken this much abuse in my life. It's all good, though.
Now, we playing somebody like the Bills, it may be, but we playing the Steelers.
But we know that Tomlin is one of the better motivators when it comes to coaches. And he's going to have his team motivated and ready to play.
They will be ready,
So
yes.
I'm just concerned of a Super Bowl Part 2 hangover.
I don't think it's going to happen to us because we didn't win the Super Bowl. We made it there, but we didn't win it, so the guys are hungry.
Good point.
You know what I'm saying? So they got a point to prove that, they want to get back to that game to prove that it wasn't a fluke for them. It wasn't a fluke for us getting there, so we still got a lot to prove to the league, that we are a bona fide team and we're a for real team.
Okay.
And so
go ahead. I'm sorry.
And so they'll on Sunday they'll start that off with game one, because I know that's what they're preaching right now. This is a game. You don't want to say a must-win game.
Yeah.
But in order for you to be the kings of the North, you got to be able to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers twice.
Yeah, right. You got to come out the box ready to go.
You got to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers twice.
I got you.
In order to be the king of the North,
I got you.
That
that whole division thinks that way.
Yeah,
all of them.
You got to, man.
Yeah.
You got to. Yeah. No doubt.
Dustin, what you got? Dustin, are you there?
Oh, yeah, I'm here. You got me, Gene?
Yeah, we got you.
No, I completely agree with Ickey. I think it is a little bit different. Obviously, the Rams won it. They didn't. You think about guys like Stafford and Aaron Donald who are kind of not past their prime. They're in their prime, but they're more established. These guys, Joe Burrow, he hasn't even hit the prime yet. You got year two of Jamar Chase. Just think about how much better he can be in year two. And again, their biggest weakness was the offensive line. And they, not just one guy, they went out and got multiple starters to bonify that offensive line. So I like them in week one. I give you a hard time about the Steelers team. I actually do think the Steelers could have a better season because honestly, we don't know what Trubisky's going to do or Pickett if he plays. But let's be honest, both of them are probably better options than what Big Ben was last year. That's no slight to Big Ben. He just was on the downside. So you're going to have a slight upgrade.
Bring Ben back.
See, and that's what I'm saying.
Y'all gonna make me pull a T.O. moment. Stop talking about my quarterback.
So listen, Tomlin's going to have them ready to play.
No doubt.
TJ Watt's going to be ready to play that defense. But when you're at home and you're trying to come out and show that you're going to be one of those forces again, I just think the Bengals are going to be ready to go, and they're going to get a win in week one.
Well, did I hear some type of an injury to Jamar Chase? Is there anything serious behind that, or, that's what I kind of heard.
I haven't heard anything.
You haven't heard? Yeah, I've heard of an injury to Jamar Chase.
I heard about, Dak. We talked about Dak Prescott.
What type of injury?
They didn't go into it. I just know that I did hear that there was an injury to Jamar Chase.
Okay, well, I tell you what, I honestly think,
Is anything wrong with Chase? No, man, we good. We ready to go, bro.
Okay, Ickey just confirmed it.
I just got off the phone. We ready to go.
Okay, it's official, dude. The man just confirmed it. Hey, guys, I tell you what, it's been a pleasure. My take on the game, you know what, I just got to make sure I find me a good slot machine so I can, pay Ickey in case I have to. So, hey guys, it's been great, Ickey. I want to thank you for coming down and being part of the Sports King show. It is a pleasure having you here. But I do want to say before we get off the air, if there's anything that we can do to support and help your foundation,
Yes,
let us know, man.
No doubt, I definitely will.
If we have to come to Cincinnati, do something, whatever you want us to do.
No doubt.
Yeah,
definitely appreciate it.
I just want to say thank you for taking the time to come on our show, and you've been great. And we could talk football with you all day, so don't.
You already know,
back.
yes, sir.
And any way we can help you, hey, we can get out there and play some golf with you. I'll swing some with you. And listen, anything we can do to help promote your foundations is great. And listen, I want to keep you in my cell phone, Ickey, because anytime Gene's giving me a hard time about the Steelers, all I got to do is call you, and he'll turn
call me on up, man. I'll put him right back in his place, man. Call me right on up.
Nope. After this weekend, we're gonna block him until we play again. All right, folks. Hey, we are going to call it a show here. We'll come back tomorrow. Of course, the Sports Kings. I don't think we won't have Ickey tomorrow, but we'll have Wayne be here. Dustin, you will be here. We'll do our NFL countdown show. We got to go over all 14 games Sunday and what's going to be played on Monday. So, folks, hope you enjoyed the show.
I can't believe you didn't invite me back, man.
Well, I didn't know. I thought you was leaving in the morning.
Wrong, man.
Well,
I don't leave at 10 o'clock at night, man. I can't believe you didn't want to invite me back.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Just kicking me off.
Ickey Woods.
I know what it is.
Ickey Woods will be back here tomorrow if he wants to be, okay? All right, folks. Enjoy your weekend. Right. We'll see you back here tomorrow on the Sports Kings show here on iHeartRadio. See you later.
All right. Have a good one.
Out.